It is another blow to the tense relationship between the EU and China. The EU Commission is putting the ratification of the investment agreement that has already been signed on hold. Approval comes from the European Parliament and the German Federal Foreign Minister. An economist expresses criticism. Members of the European Parliament have welcomed the halt to ratification of the investment protection agreement with China. The Green politician Reinhard Bütikofer told journalists that he saw the EU-China policy before a redefinition. China's President Xi Jinping has grossly miscalculated the sanctions against EU representatives for criticizing the human rights situation in the People's Republic. In Parliament, it was therefore clear that the vast majority of the parliamentary groups currently do not want ratification of the economic agreement. The Vice President of the EU Commission, Valdis Dombrovskis, announced on Tuesday that his authority had temporarily suspended efforts to ratify the investment protection agreement negotiated at the end of last year. In an interview with the AFP news agency, he referred to the tensions in the mutual relationship and mutual sanctions. German Federal Foreign Minister Heiko Maas also supports the Commission's decision. He says, "I think that's a consistent reaction from Brussels." The SPD politician said that on the sidelines of the G7 foreign ministers meeting in London last Monday. The dispute between the EU and China escalated in March. At the time, the EU imposed sanctions on 4 party and regional representatives from Xinjiang province for their actions against the Muslim Uyghur minority. In response to the EU sanctions, Beijing, for its part, imposed punitive measures against EU politicians and scientists, including Bütikofer and the Christian Democrat MEP Michael Gahler. The ratification stop was also a personal embarrassment for President Xi, said Bütikofer. Last year, he declared Europe a top priority. Now he's not achieving his goals despite massive help from Chancellor Angela Merkel and French President Emmanuel Macron. The Christian Democrat MEP Gahler said he was also behind the temporary stop of the ratification. It's good, he said. However, he continues to believe that it is important to set a framework in economic relations with China so that European companies have equal opportunities to compete. The agreement has been in the fridge for a long time, said the chairman of the Trade Committee, Bernd Lange. The Social Democrat politician sees in the next 2 years hardly any chance of advancing ratification, especially not as long as the sanctions against colleagues continue to apply. Lange, however, also warned against pursuing a mere strategy of demarcation with China. There must be a mix of demarcation and partnership, he says. On the other hand, criticism of the EU approach comes from the Kiel Institute for the World Economy, the IFW. In view of the escalating diplomatic tensions between the EU and China, the decision is not an unexpected step, said IFW President Gabriel Felbermayr. Nevertheless, the step is regrettable, he says. The agreement reached at the end of 2020 under the German EU Council presidency is a milestone for the economic relationship between the two regions. Even under former President Donald Trump, the USA had concluded an agreement with China with similar elements that had been in force for more than a year, and to which the current US administration remained unchanged. It justifies a clear preference for US investors over European investors, for example, in the area of financial services, Felbermayr pointed out. The IFW considers it very unlikely that China, now the second largest economy in the world, will change its behavior on the basis of sanctions. And if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel. Auf Wiedersehen.